nationwide. For quality products, trust Chiclesia Limited, 665-3336.
Good evening, assalamu alaikum, and welcome to See Results. Have you missed us? Because we've missed you. As you know, we were off air last week. We gave you all a break and we took a break ourselves. And now we are back here with you in the final stretch, the last arm or length of this race, that is, towards our SAA exams in April 2nd of 2020. We have just about 13 or 14 weeks before the exam itself. So let's get cracking, all right? And of course, as we do on a Monday, we like to highlight those students who have been working hard and have been attaining the good results as a way to encourage all of you who have been participating to strive for better, okay? It's not about putting anyone down or anything like that. We just want you to aspire to have your name up there on the screen, just as you are aspiring to pass for the school of your choice or to do as well as you can to make your mommy proud, your daddy proud, your family proud, yourself proud, of course, and to take this step or these first steps in your life towards the career that you would choose eventually. All right, this is what it's all about, building your life one stage at a time, okay? And SEA is one of those hurdles, probably the first major hurdle that you will encounter on your way to becoming who you will be later on in life, all right? So, as you know, my name is Mr. Ramsahai Ijaz. I am your math teacher primarily. I do feature sometimes in the creative writing. We may have some new viewers today on the Facebook Live and maybe even on TV. So we welcome you. And just so that you know, some things have changed slightly for the better, of course. We do have a YouTube channel now, See Results, so you can look for See Results on YouTube, where our previous episodes will be posted probably within 24 hours of the show going live, all right? So for those of you who are watching on TV and would like to rewatch the episodes and doing our assignments, and you may not have access to Facebook, and we, of course, we would not like the young ones at this age to have access to Facebook except through a parent's account. But if the parents are hesitant to leave their children on Facebook, we totally understand that, and that's why we have heeded your call to create a YouTube channel. So See Results. The more of you that subscribe, we need to have at least 100 subscribers and be a channel for 30 days in order to get that custom URL, youtube.com/See Results IBN TV8. So you all have to help us do that, okay? So all of you who wanted to get the YouTube channel, please head over to YouTube after the program and subscribe, okay? Subscribe to our channel and, of course, look out for the episodes being uploaded there, as I said, within 24 hours of being live on air and on Facebook as well, all right? So we continue with our Facebook Live, and so that's one way that we are making it better for you, the viewer. And now on to our weekly report. Now this, actually, because we skipped a week, this report here now that's behind me is based on the assignments that were due on the 19th of December at 11:59 p.m. All right, we had a number of assignments that I gave and Ms. Nyla gave based on our last segment or our last week that we were on air. And we reopened the old quizzes for all of our new members and even our present members to have a go at it again, get in some practice. And that deadline would have just expired, right, at 4:59 p.m. today. Of course, at a later date, we will reopen everything again as we continue to have more and more students joining as they are. And parents, we commend you, and students, we commend you for signing up. It's all free, just like the program, all right? You get to do assignments in math, in English, and even in creative writing, and you get your feedback for most of them instantaneously, all right? The moment you're done with the quiz, the ones that usually we have to mark later on are the creative writing pieces. All right, so now, if you take a closer look at our slide there, you'll see that we're up to 267 student members. We have about a quarter of the parents actively tracking their children's progress. And we want to say again that at this tender age, it's quite fine if the parent just makes a student account and monitor the use of their children directly rather than remotely, as you would with the older kids, all right? So no problem with that. We are not unhappy with that figure at all. But it's fine. It's fine if you as a parent want to create an account anyway. All right, so on those assignments that were due on the 19th, we had 57 completing the English language arts assignments, and 86% of our students passed with an average mark of 72%. And that ELA assignment was on subject-verb agreement, so, well done. And for those of you, the 14% who didn't pass, and the parents of those kids who did not pass, you know where your child has to buckle down and strengthen, all right? You're getting feedback here on television. So, you don't have to wait until the end of term to get a report book. Every week we are giving you topic by topic where the kids are strong, where they are weak, all right? And of course, these averages would apply to the whole student body or the population that would have taken the exam. Your child may very well have gotten total marks, all right? So you will have individualized results to work with, all right? So these are just averages, so our viewers have an idea of how the class is doing in general, all right? We had 67 children or students taking the math quiz for that week. And it was called Better Than Average, all right, because the quiz emphasized on the arithmetic mean, which we would have covered in our program. And 76% of the student population passed with a 67% average, all right? So parents, usually the kids tend to do as a whole, as a body, not individually. It will vary from child to child. But the mathematics is something that people complain about all the way into their secondary school life and even into their adult life, all right? So English is our native tongue here in Trinidad and Tobago. So some people might have, an advantage in that sense. Math itself is a language. It is a language. So it requires some practice. It requires perseverance. But our students, they are doing well here on the program, and they have been doing better than they had when we started out in late November, all right? And we continue to see improvements, and we thank you for your involvement. And again, the topics will vary from week to week. So if you see a dip, if you see a spike, they're doing a little bit worse, they're doing a little bit better. You know where they need to put their efforts on, all right? So those students, we have some remarkable students every week, all right? And every week I get a bit scared that maybe we won't have anyone to put up here, but the students continue to exceed our expectations. And we have 3 students who got total in both the English language arts and the maths assignments. Jadel Henry, Amara Mohammed, and Devon Powder, right? Congratulations to you, well done. All right, we have a totally new roster here from our last 100 crew, all right? So we want to see more and more names returning and new names coming in all the time. But we were pleasantly surprised. We have the honorable mentions every week. That is not always a very long list where students would have missed out in either subject by just 1 mark, all right? And we have a number of students who did exceptionally well, so much so that I'm not even going to read all of them because that will take up a lot of time. So look out for your name here. We see some people here that are serially on our list, either as 100% students or just missing out. We congratulate you all. This is just one page. We have another page of names of students who just missed out by 1 mark in either of the English language or the mathematics assignments. So look out for your names there, folks. I'm going to just show you the previous one. and repeat the second in our honorable mentions list. So well done, congratulations to you. And we're even going to highlight the creative writers now as well. All right, we had a number of people that did so well. We assigned a paragraph to write using the transition words that Ms. Nyla would have taught up to that point, about 4 different categories of transition words, and some of you wrote some very exceptional creative writing passages or paragraphs, which we will be delving into next week. No, not next week, sorry, tomorrow, Tuesday, when we do creative writing at this time at 5 p.m., all right? So look out for some of your paragraphs being up there. We're going to be reading them, analyzing them, and showing you the strengths and the weaknesses, just so that you would improve as a writer, okay? And don't feel bad if your piece is not there, all right? We can't do everybody's, but we will do some, and congrats and kudos again to everyone for their efforts, all right? We have where does all of this take place? Some of you new viewers might be asking, all right? It's not a physical classroom. It's not anywhere that you need to go. We have a page on our website called Edmodo, all right? Edmodo.com, where your child can register, and they will have access to our quizzes every week. They will have access to us, the teachers, who they can message. They can even message on the forum and get help from their peers as well. And of course, it will be moderated by the teachers. So we had someone this week submitting a question, as we have in the past. So we just want to show you that it's very possible if your child is struggling on a topic at home and you may not have the answer yourself, you can send it in. All right, so we had Angelina Andrews with a question there of a car having a number with consisting of 4 prime numbers between 1 and 20, and the sum of the numbers is 27, and she wanted to know what those numbers possibly could be. All right, and we mentioned before when we briefly glossed over factors, because it's something that we haven't done comprehensively yet in the program, because we're jumping, we're trying to cover as much ground as possible. So hopefully we will dedicate a segment to factors and multiples as well. And the answer there was the numbers 2, 3, 5, and 17, all prime numbers, which add to or sum to 27. All right, a prime number is a number that has only 2 factors, or it can only be divided exactly by 2 numbers, which is the number 1 and the number itself. Okay, so thank you, Angelina, for your contribution. By asking your question in the forum, it gives the other students a chance to have a look as well, okay? So well done to you. And for those of you who haven't yet joined, this is the instructions to do so. You go to www.edmodo.com. All right, this information is also available on our Facebook page in the cover area. There is also a link to this website on the About section of our Facebook page. And you just basically register as a student, and you enter this code when registering, 6KJQ3Y, and you will join our class automatically and free of charge, of course. All right, so I encourage you parents who are viewing today for the very first time, go to edmodo.com, download the app if you'd rather, okay, and you can access our quizzes that way. And of course, they'll be based on the topics that we do each week. All right, we teach for a week, and on Friday or Saturday, we post the questions, and we give them a whole week to do it, and then the following Monday, we put up those high achievers, all right? So that's our process. So we're on the topic of measurement. We started perimeter of rectangles and squares the last mathematics episode, and we had yet to delve into area. So as of now, the phone lines are going to be open, and you all will be able to call us with your answers, all right? So the numbers will be put up there on the screen for you. Call and do get involved, all right? Okay, so just for the sake of the parents, measurement is one of 4 strands of mathematics that are tested for the SEA exams, the others being number, statistics, and geometry. All right, so we have a total of 9 questions on measurement out of 45 questions in the paper, which all the questions are to be done in 75 minutes. We have section 1, 2, and 3, and section 1 carries 1 mark per question, section 2, 2 to 3 marks per question, and section 3 carries 4 marks per question, all right? So area, what is area, guys? At this age, you may already know quite well what is area, but of course we're gonna go through it again with you. So the area of any shape is a measure of its enclosed surface, all right? It tells us the amount of space a shape covers, and as opposed to perimeter, where we have just our regular units, and for C, you will mainly be using the units like millimeters, centimeters, meters, and kilometers, all right? We use the squared version or the square units that relate to those units of distance, all right? So we have the distance, and now we have the area, okay, which is the enclosed surface of a shape. Very important for us to wrap our heads around that definition, as I know most of us already have. And since we focused on the perimeter of the square and the rectangle last time, we're going to be doing the area of the square and the rectangle now, okay? So whereas for the square, for our perimeter, we basically had to multiply the side by 4, or add the side together 4 times, because by definition, the square is a quadrilateral with 4 equal sides and all angles being right angles. Of course, we've done episodes on quadrilaterals before, and we will be encountering it again this week. All right, so you can look at our YouTube page for those previous episodes. And the area of the rectangle, the area of the square now is given by multiplying one side by the other, or squaring the side. And of course, we've covered square numbers now, we've covered square roots. Again, go to our Facebook video section or our YouTube account, our YouTube channel, see results, and all the titles there are very explanatory. You will be able to find all the content that you're looking for, right? So whereas we had to multiply the side by 4 before, now we just have to multiply the side by the side for our square. So that's where we get side multiplied by side, or s to the power of 2, s representing side, side squared, okay? And this we would have done already. So everybody out there, and those who weren't here with us, they are going to watch those videos later, I know it. And now for our rectangle, whereas we had to multiply the breadth by 2 and the length by 2 and add them together, or add a length to a length to a breadth to a breadth to get the perimeter for the area of the rectangle, we just have to multiply the length by the breadth, all right? So don't confuse them. For the perimeter, it was 4 multiplied by s, okay? And that was for the square. And for the rectangle, it was 2 times the length plus 2 times the breadth. And it's a very common mistake for our students for all students, not just our students, to mix this up sometimes, all right? They get a bit confused, they get a bit flustered. So remember, for the perimeter, we have 4 sides. That's why we're multiplying the sides by 4, right? For the area, we are multiplying side by side, all right, side squared. For the rectangle, we just simply multiply the length by the breadth, which is, again, side by side. But we have a long side and a short side in the rectangle, one being the length, one being the breadth, all right? So whereas before we had to multiply the length by 2 and the breadth by 2 and add them, now we just simply multiply the length by the breadth, and that will give us our area of a rectangle. Very important, guys. You need to basically do as many problems as you can in order to get this to stick. All right, that's the thing about mathematics. It's all about practice. You have to practice a lot in order for these things to remain in your mind, okay? It's not something that you're just going to read once and you'll remember it, all right? It's something that you have to work on. So with that being said, we have our squares. And this ties very nicely, actually, into our lessons on square numbers, all right? Because we have 4 squares on the screen right now, and we only need to know one side. Why? Because a square, the 4 sides are all equal to each other, all right? So we have to apply the formula side by side, or side squared, and that should be ringing a bell immediately in your mind as to how we get the area of these squares, all right? So we take one side, and we square that side. So if there's anybody out there willing to help us with these areas for these squares on the screen, feel free to call. The numbers are up on the screen. All right, we're starting with the red square, which has a side of 12 meters. All right, so how do we work the area for this square? Bearing in mind that our formula is side squared, okay, or side multiplied by side, or side squared, and the length of one side here is 12. So I remember telling you all that you needed to, or that you ought to memorize those square numbers, at least the first 13 or 14 square numbers, because it comes up a lot, comes up in number sequences, and just knowing them off by heart is going to help you to calculate these areas very easily. All right? So for our first square, we have a side of 12. So we just need to square the number 12. All right? And automatically, you should know if you have memorized your square numbers as I asked you to, what the answer is. So I do have a caller on the line. Good evening, caller, and welcome to See Results on IBM TV.
Good evening.
Okay, so you need to lower the volume on your TV, please. All right, and who am I speaking with? Caller, good evening. Hello?
The first,
Yes, and what is your
first
answer?
answer is 24.
24? How did you get
24
24?
meters.
Tell me how you got 24, my friend.
Is side by side by side.
Side by
Side by
side.
side.
And how much is one side?
12.
So side by side means what? 12 by 2 or 12 by 12?
12 by 12.
And right, is 12 by 12 24?
12 by 12 is 24. Hold on, let me think.
Okay, so go ahead. Have you memorized your 12 times tables? All right, so I don't know if that caller is still with us, but caller, 12 multiplied by 12 is actually 144, all right? And if you had caught our lesson on square numbers as well, you would know that 12 squared, or 12 to the power of 2, as I taught you, it means 12 multiplied by 12. That little 2 above the 12 does not mean to multiply by 2. We highlighted that that is a common error, so we saw it here in action right now, where our caller, brave as he is, and we welcome that, and we thank you for your call, caller. Don't be embarrassed, don't feel ashamed or anything like that, all right? This is the time to make mistakes, hopefully not when you're in the examination room. So 12 squared, or 12 multiplied by 12 is 144, and not 24, all right? 24 is 12 multiplied by 2, all right? So 12 multiplied by 12 is 144, which is the area of that first square. So no problem. He set the pace for us. He set the tone for us. So hopefully we won't be making that mistake again. And very importantly, we have to remember to put our square units. So whereas for the perimeter of the shape, which incidentally would have been 48 meters, the area is 144 meters squared, all right? Or 144 square meters. So that's our number 1 question, all right? Is anyone willing to answer number 2 now, or the green square that's on your screen? Notice we have a change in units here. We have kilometers instead. Always remember to be mindful of your units when you're answering these questions, people, all right? You may be, docked marks or deducted marks for that sort of carelessness. So we have a square of side 13 kilometers, and our area of a square formula is side multiplied by side, or side squared. All right, we know the length of one side. In this case, it's 13 kilometers. So what is the area of this green square? All right, have you been learning off your square numbers, or if you'd rather and you haven't memorized it yet, what do you get when you multiply 13 by 13? That's basically what you need to do to solve this question. All right, so we have a square of side 13 kilometers, and we now have to give the area of the square. All right, and just to remind you, it's side by side. All right, once you get the hang of it, it's very easy. So I do have another caller on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Yeah. And who am I speaking with today?
You're speaking with Soren.
All right, and welcome to our program. And do you have an answer for us for this green square?
Yes.
What is it?
169 kilometers squared.
Excellent. 169. Right.
Kilometers squared.
Have you been learning off your square numbers?
Yes.
Or did you have to multiply it out? You learned it off, you memorized it? Yeah?
Yeah.
No problem. I encourage that, all right? That's what I want you to do. Of course, you need to be able to multiply it if you have to, but well done. Congratulations. Thank you for paying attention and for practicing, all right? Well done. Thank you, caller.
Okay, bye.
Bye. So we have 2 squares remaining. One of side 10 centimeters and one of side 7 millimeters. All right, so again, we're learning area and we are practicing, we are revising our square numbers. So I have another caller on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results on IBM TV.
Hi.
Hi, and who am I speaking with?
Faith.
All right, Faith, you need to lower the volume on the television, please, and listen on the phone, right?
Okay, I lowered down.
Okay, so what is the area of this square?
10 by 10 is equal to 100.
100 what? 100?
100 centimeters.
Is it centimeters?
Square, centimeters, square.
Excellent, right? Always remember when we're dealing with area, we must have that squared. And 10 by 10 is 100. That's a very easy one. Would you like to do the yellow one for me as well?
Okay. Do the yellow one. Hold on, right?
All right. So our yellow square viewers, we have one side being 7 millimeters. All right? So if one side is 7 millimeters, what would be the area of that square?
49 millimeters.
49 millimeters.
Square.
Squared. All right. Thank you so much, Faith, for calling. Well done. All right. So those 4 squares, guys, viewers out there, we have gotten the areas for them. All right. It was a straightforward procedure. You have one length on a square, or one side. The length of one side, it automatically gives you the length of the other 3 by definition. A square, all the sides are of equal length. And for our area, and please go and rewatch the videos on perimeter and learn the differences, okay? We have to multiply the side by the side, or square the side, as we say, all right? And in so doing, we had to multiply 12, not by 2, not by 4, because that's perimeter. We had to multiply 12 by itself. That gave us an answer of 144. We multiplied 13 by itself to get 169 kilometers squared. Don't forget to put the square units, all right? For the black square, the area was 100 square centimeters. And for the yellow square, we had an area of 49 millimeters squared. So this is one way, and the easiest way that you can be asked an area of square question. But sometimes they make it a little more tricky. What if they gave you the area of the square and they wanted to know the length of one side? How would you do that? And again, we have already covered our square numbers and our square roots. So, we welcome the first-time callers, of course. But for those of you who were with us when we were doing this, I hope that the answers are already jumping out at you because you have looked at those square numbers. You have memorized the square roots of those square numbers. All right, so that is basically the approach that we have to take if we have the area of the square and we need to find the length of one side. All right, we need to find the square root. So I have a caller on the line already. Good evening, caller, and welcome to See Results on IBN TV.
Hi, good day.
Hi, good day, and who am I speaking with?
Isaiah Regis.
Hey, hi, Isaiah. I see you all the time working very hard on Edmodo, man. Thank you so much for all the hard work and dedication, all right? Do you know what the length of the side of the red square is?
Yes.
How much is it?
13.
And how did you know that it's 13?
Because the square root of 169 is 13.
Because the square root of 169 is equal to
13.
And is it 13 centimeters squared or 13 centimeters?
13 centimeters.
13 centimeters. Well done, Isaiah. Excellent work. All right, so that's Isaiah Regis, guys, a very avid user of our Edmodo website. And that was him giving us the correct answer for our side of the red square. Now look at it well. Imagine we hadn't got the area there and they just gave us the side of 13 centimeters. To get our area, we would have had to square the number 13 or multiply the number 13 by itself, and that gives us an answer of 169. All right, so 169 is a perfect square. Again, remember to look back at that episode. So 169 being a perfect square, and you may not just know that unless you go and you learn off these square numbers, all right? That's why I encourage you to learn off the perfect squares and the square roots and so on. And the square root of 169 is 13. So I have another caller on the line now who's going to give us the answer for the green square. Good evening, caller, and welcome to See Results on IBN TV. Hi, caller.
Hello, my name is Aaron Murray.
Hi, and welcome to the program. And do you have an answer for us for the green square?
What did you say?
For our green square, the area is 81 millimeters squared. Do you know the length of the side of that square?
Yes.
Tell it to me, please.
9 millimeters.
And how did you get that?
Because I multiplied 9 by 9.
Right. Or you found the square root of 81, which is 9 millimeters, right? And 9 by 9 gives you 81, not so?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for your call. Well done. So the length of the side of our green square, viewers, is 9 millimeters, and we attain that by getting our square root. Or in other words, what number when multiplied by itself gives me an answer of 81. And the answer to that is 9. 9 multiplied by 9 gives me the number 81. All right, and it's a square. All sides are equal. Remember that, side by side. I have another caller on the line now. Good evening, caller, and welcome to See Results on IBN TV.
Yeah? Good evening.
Good evening, and who am I speaking with?
Michelle.
Welcome to Shell. Can you tell me the length of side of the black square?
8 kilometers.
8 kilometers. And how did you get that?
Yeah. You find the square root of 64.
Right, and the square root of 64, as you correctly said, is 8. And remember, it's the length of the side, so we're not going to put the square units, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, well done, Tashel. Thank you for that call. And we have one last square on our screen, a yellow square with an area of 2 meters squared. And what is the length of side of this square? All right, what number when multiplied by itself gives me a number of 4? All right, or what is the square root of the number 4? Viewers, I have another caller on the line. Good evening and welcome to See Results on IBN TV.
Well,
Hi, and who am I speaking with?
this one.
Hey, welcome again. Can you give me the length of side for the square of 4 square meters?
2.
2, right?
2 meters.
2 meters because 2 by 2 gives me
4.
4. Well done. Thanks a lot for that call. That has been our area of square. All right. So we've already done perimeter on our last episode, which was on the 19th of December. All right. And we are now doing the areas of the square and the rectangle. So we've looked at the square so far. We're going to move on to rectangle next. But before, I'm just going to take a very short break, and we'll be back after these messages. Assalamu alaikum, good evening and welcome back to C Results on IBN TV and streaming live on our Facebook page as well as the IBN TV Facebook page. We are doing maths currently, and I will be followed today by Miss Nyla, who is going to be doing English language arts with you, but we have some more maths to do before we reach to that point. So we are working on area today, area of the square and area of the rectangle. So we've just covered the square. And if you've missed it, if you've just put on the TV, you have now logged into Facebook and saw our live, no worries. It's going to be available after the live stream for rewatching on Facebook. And within 24 hours, we're going to have it up on our YouTube channel, C Results, which you can look for on YouTube. And please do subscribe as well, all right? So we're dealing with the rectangles now. And unlike the square, which are all equal sides, and our rectangle, we have two pairs of equal sides, all right? We have two sides that are the length of the rectangle and two that are the breadth of the rectangle. How do we work the area for these? We have a different formula. It's not side squared because the length and the breadth are different. We just multiply the length by the breadth. So what is the area of our first rectangle? All right, the red one, we have a length of 12 meters and a breadth of 7. I have a caller on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to C Results on IBN TV.
Yes?
Hello, and who am I speaking with?
Shamika.
Welcome, Shamika. Can you tell me the area of our first rectangle?
Okay, that's all.
What is the area of the first rectangle?
49.
All right. So
All right, that's all.
do you all have the right? We seem to have a little panel there working on our area. All right.
What area?
What do we have? Shamika.
Yes, Shamika. Do you have an answer for us?
12 multiplied by 12.
No, no, this
12 multiplied by 12, which is 144 meters square, and 7 multiplied by 7, which is 49 meters square.
All right. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, caller. And I want you to continue listening off here, right?
Okay.
So our caller gave us 12 multiplied by 12, which is 144, and 7 multiplied by 7, which is 49. All right. So that's if we had two different squares, one of side 12 and one of side 7. But this is a rectangle, guys. So we need to multiply our length by our breadth. Simply. One simple multiplication. All right, caller? So don't dig no horrors, as they say. That's fine. We make mistakes sometimes. We have to multiply our length by our breadth. Our length here being 12 and the breadth being 7. So it's just one multiplication we have to do. 12 multiplied by 7. So I know my next caller is going to get it now. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results on IBN TV.
Thank you.
And who am I speaking with?
Kaylee Katik.
All right. Welcome to our program. Can you give me the area of our first rectangle?
First, 84 meters squared.
And how do you get that?
Because you multiply 12 by 7.
Excellent. So 84 meters squared. All right. Thank you so much for that call. So our last caller, who was very valiant, very brave, we do say thank you for your call and for your effort, but we don't square one side and add it to the square of another side, all right? We just multiply the length by the breadth, and if you want to call back now, no problems. We have 3 more rectangles for you to go at. So I have another caller on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results on IBN TV.
Hello?
Hello, and who am I speaking with?
I'm Faith.
Hello, Faith. And can you give me the area of our green rectangle?
The second answer is 104 kilometers.
104 kilometers. You sure about that?
Square.
Squared. Excellent. 104 kilometers squared. Thank you for that call, Faith. All right. So Faith did the needful, which was to multiply 13 by 8. All right. And that gives us an answer of 104 square kilometers. I have the black rectangle, 8 by 2 centimeters there. I have a caller on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results on IBN TV.
Hello?
Hello. And do you have the area for us of this black rectangle?
Yes, I have 16 centimeters squared.
All right. And how you got that 16?
Because I multiplied 8 by 2.
All right. Well done. And what's your name again, caller?
Soren.
All right, Foreign. Well, thank you so much for that call.
Okay,
right?
bye. Have a great day.
You too. So 8, very polite caller. Well done, well done. So 8 multiplied by 2 is 16. So we have 16 square centimeters. Right, I love when kids have manners like that. So we have our yellow rectangle now, the length of 15 millimeters and the breadth of 6 millimeters. What is the area of this rectangle, our final rectangle? All right, before we look at the more tricky questions for the area. All right, what is our area of this rectangle, people? We have a length of 15, as I said, and a breadth of 6 millimeters. And for our rectangle, as we said, it's quite easy. We're just multiplying the length by the breadth. All right? So I have another caller on the line. Good evening and welcome to See Results on IBN TV.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Welcome to the program. Who am I speaking with?
Ariana.
Welcome, Ariana. Ciao.
Yes.
All right. Nice to have you, Ariana. Can you tell me the area of this rectangle, this yellow one? It's 15 millimeters by 6.
90 millimeters squared.
90 millimeters squared. Very good. How you got that, Ariana?
I multiplied 15 by 6. 15
by 6. Well done. Lovely. Thank you so much for your call. All right. That's another very diligent worker on our Edmodo app. All right. So we have all of our areas here before us now. Again, it's a simple procedure. We multiply the length by the breadth, and we get the area of our rectangle. All right? But what if, just like in the square, well, they give us the length of only one side, okay? So with the square, both sides are equal, all right? So we can just find the square root of the area, and there we have it. We have the length of the side. Right? For the rectangle now, because there are different numbers or different factors of a number that would result in, well, not for all numbers, but for some numbers, you can arrive at an answer using different means. Let me just explain a little bit further. If we hone in on this rectangle over here, all right, of 36, we know that we can get 36 by multiplying 18 by 2, for example, all right? But we know that we have one side here of 4 kilometers. So what would be the length of the missing side, which is the length in this case, the longer side and not the breadth? All right, we have to do something to figure that out. All right, so that's why they're going to give us at least the length of one side. All right, because sometimes there are different combinations of numbers that will give us the same area. All right, so I have a caller on the line. Good evening and welcome to See Results on IBN TV. Hello, caller.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Who am I speaking with?
Haley.
Haley? All right, welcome to the show. Our red rectangle, we have a length of 7 centimeters. Can you tell me the breadth of that rectangle?
3.
And how did you get that 3?
Because the answer is 21, so multiply 7 by 3, which is 21.
Right, 7 by 3 is 21, right? So in other words, you divided 21 by 7, not so?
Mm-hmm.
Right, excellent. So 21 divided by 7 gives me an answer of 3 centimeters. Thank you so much for that call. All right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. So that's how we do this, guys. All right, they give us one side, so we know we have to divide the area by the side given, and we'll get either the missing breadth or the missing length. So I have another caller on the line who will help us with our green rectangle. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening. And who am I speaking with?
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. And who am I speaking with this evening?
Faith again.
All right, welcome back. And can you give me the length of this rectangle here, the green rectangle?
Is 9 kilometers.
9 kilometers. And how did you get that?
It's 9 kilometers.
Yes, and how did you get that, Faith?
I got it from 36 divided by 4.
All right, great. Were you listening to me a moment ago?
Come again, what did you say?
If the breadth of this rectangle was 2 instead of 4, what would the length have been? I'm putting you on the spot here. If this length was 2 instead of 4, with an area of 36, what would the length of the rectangle have been? Do you know?
18.
18. How you got that 18?
36 divided by 2.
Right, so it would have been 18 in that case, right?
Yeah.
So, well done. Thank you so much for being a willing participant there, right? So,
okay, you're welcome.
Okay, take care. So that's the point we were making, all right? They can't just give you the area and don't give you any side for the rectangle, right? They will give you one because there are instances where you're going to get multiple factors that will lead to that particular area. Not in all cases, but in a lot of cases. So they're going to give you one side for sure. All right, so I have another caller on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results on IBN TV. Hello, caller.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. And who am I speaking with?
Ariana.
Hey, welcome back, Ariana. So I have a rectangle with an area of 77 millimeters squared. What is the breadth of this rectangle?
7 millimeters.
And how did you get that?
I divided 11 by 77, which was equal to 7.
All right, so you divided 77 by 11, which is equal to 7 millimeters, right? Okay, well done. Thanks again, Ariana.
You're welcome.
All right, and I have one more rectangle on the screen. The area is 108 meters squared, and the breadth is 9 meters. What is the length of that rectangle? I have another caller. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results on IBN TV.
Good evening.
Sorry? Okay, and welcome to the program.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, do you have our length for this rectangle?
Yes, sir.
Give it to me, please.
12, sir.
12.
12 meters.
All right, well done. And how do you get that?
I divided by 9. 108 by 9.
All right, well done. Thanks so much. That's absolutely right. So we had the breadth of 9 meters, and we had our missing length, and we divided the length, or the area, sorry, of 108 meters squared by 9, and we got our 12 meters. All right. So what about some SEA type questions now? All right, and I'm going to ask you to take a minute and read this question before you call, please. All right. The sides of the square shown below were decreased by 3 centimeters. By how much did the area of the square decrease? All right, so this one is a little more involved in the thinking process. All right, we have a square. So if we just get a close-up of this question, please. All right, the side of the square is 5 centimeters, and the sides of the square were decreased by 3 centimeters. So how much did the area of the square decrease? So who is going to be the brave one to call me and work through this problem with me before we head off to our Maghrib Salah, right? The numbers are there on the screen for you. All right, remember the sides were decreased by 3 centimeters. How much did the area of the square decrease? All right, I don't want to give too much away because it would be very interesting to see or to hear your thoughts. All right, so the square is currently at 5 centimeters. We know that that's going to be all around because it's a square. If the sides are decreased by 3 centimeters, how much will the area decrease by? All right. So I wonder if I need to get the ball rolling here. So our square started with a side of 5 centimeters. What would be the area of a square of 5 centimeters? As we know, we have to square the side. All right. We have to square this side, 5 by 5 or 5 squared, which would give me an area of something. All right. If I decreased the sides or the length of the side of the square by 3 centimeters, what would be my new length? I have to take 3 from here, all right? And I have to do that all around the square. Okay, so I'm going to end up with a smaller square, all right? Of what dimension? What would be the length of the sides of this square? 5 subtract 3 is how much? 2 centimeters, all right? So we have one square with side 5 centimeters and one square of side 2 centimeters. So if I went from being this big square to being that smaller square, how much would my area decrease by? What is the area of the larger square? What is the area of the smaller square, people? And that would give us our answer for the area. Okay, so I have a caller on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, and who am I speaking with?
Abigail.
Okay, so please lower the volume, Abigail, and go ahead and give me your answer for this question.
It is decreasing by 4 centimeters.
It is decreasing by 4 centimeters.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so how much is the area of the big one?
25 cm squared.
Right. And how much?
The area of the smaller one would be 24 cm squared.
4 cm squared, right?
And then you minus the two areas.
All right, so you minus it, and how much would that give me?
That would give you 21 cm.
All right, 25, take away 4, which is equal to 21
cm.
cm squared. Very good, Abigail. Thank you so much for that call. Well done, well done. All right, so I just had to get the ball rolling there slightly, and we did come up with the right answer in the end. All right, so we are fast approaching the Maghrib Salah. I have just one question remaining, but I'll do that with you on Thursday before we jump back into some geometry. All right, so we've done, again, on another cycle, we've done number, we've come back to measurement, we're going back to geometry and then to statistics. We'll do the last question on the area problems here next Thursday, and then we'll move on to our geometry. I have been your teacher, Mr. Ijaz Ramsahai. Thank you so much for watching and for participating. And at 6 p.m., we'll be back with Miss Nyla for English Language Arts.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, guys, and welcome to See Results. You are live with us on IBN, and of course, those of you joining us on Facebook, warm welcome to you. So, guys, we are on holidays. I hope that some of you are enjoying your holidays. We did take a break last week from See Results, and we are back this week. We are ready to work. You know, it's just a mere 13 weeks before the big SAE exam. So you don't want to miss this opportunity, get all these extra lessons in, you know, reinforcement, whatever you may need. Call us, you know, ask your questions. When we have activities up, call us, participate, you know. You don't want to miss anything here that might be of importance to you. You want to get all the work in as possible, much as you can as possible, right? So I know it's still holidays and you want to enjoy yourself and relax, but, you know, why not do it with us? We are here to help you, and this is exactly what we want to do in order to get you prepared for the SAE exam. So, you know, some of you may be hesitant at this time, but guys, I'm urging you, you know, it's just a very short time from SAE. This is what we call crunch time. You want to maximize this time. You want to do all the work that you can possibly do because, you know, after term 2 is over, after the SAE exam is over, you can sit back and put your feet up and relax. You know, you have that entire term to just chill before getting your results or anything like that, okay? So now it's time to work. So parents and students, I hope you are ready because I am ready and I know Sejaz is ready as well, okay? So we're going to jump right into it. Before I get started, actually, I just want to say welcome to all the new viewers and all of you who have just started on our Edmodo app as well. And what I want to do is just recap of what we have done so far, or what we are doing. So we know we are doing, for this segment, we are doing English language arts, and I also teach creative writing. And what we have done so far in ELA, we have started with the SAE type past papers. So in that, we are going through the actual exam papers or sample papers just to help you get prepared, you know, to familiarize yourself and your parents with the content and the format of that paper. That paper is actually 75 minutes long. You know, you have 2 sections in that. Section 1, which consists of 3 tasks. We have spelling and punctuation and capitalization. And currently, we are working on grammar. So far, grammar has been quite extensive. There are so many rules for you to learn in grammar. That's why it's going to take us a longer time to get done with this section. But don't worry about that. By the time we are finished with this ELA grammar task and doing all the reinforcement that we do, you should be absolutely prepared and ready to take on that paper. And then in section 2, you have your comprehension, you have your poetry, and then you have your graphic, all of which we are going to be starting very soon. In the upcoming next 12 weeks before that 13th week, we want to get all that work done. So in that final week, we can just do recapping, and probably even before that, if we can, we're just going to do all the extra preparations that we could do to help you in order for you, you know, to feel confident in passing that exam or even going into the exam room, and for you to do your absolute best, to try your best, which is what is most important. So right now we are doing grammar. So last day what we did, we actually went through some spelling and punctuation, which we started with in the initial days when we just started the See Results program. So we just did like a recap. And might I say that that was a lot of work done. And you might feel like sometimes you are doing this over and over, but that will only help you to improve. Remember, you have to keep working at it in order for you to remember all of these things. It is quite a lot for you to remember. So the only way that you're going to perfect it is by actually practicing. So keep revising all those spelling rules, do punctuation exercises, sentences, and capitalization. That is how you are going to remember. So when you see that question for SAE, you say, this looks familiar to me. You know, you're not going to get confused. You're not going to get nervous. You're not going to be, you know, zoned out. You're going to be confident, and you know what you are about. You know what you have to do. So once you have this in order and you have your routine where you practice with us regularly or even on your own in your spare time, apart from school, because school sometimes some of you just rush to finish whatever you are doing in school, and you may not all the time, you know, fully understand what you have done in the classroom and why you have done it. So this is the opportunity that you have here, and parents as well. you are getting a chance to revise or revisit what you are doing to help you properly understand, you know, so you're fully aware of why you are doing what you are doing and why you are learning what you are learning. So, for example, punctuations. You know that you have to use a comma here, there, and wherever else. But why do I need to put this comma there? That is also important because you may have younger siblings that you may eventually have to tutor for their upcoming SEA exams. And that will be a great help for them, you know, so that you will be able to help your siblings. And I'm sure your parents as well would really appreciate that, you know, their child just succeeded at the SEA exam and now they have the ability to help me out, you know, help out around the house, even if it is to tutor the young ones. Right, guys? So we're going to get started with the grammar. So this is what it looks like, your instructions. That is, you know that this is your task 3, and there is one grammatical error in every line in the passage below. Underline each error and write a correct version in the box provided. You know that this task here is actually 12 marks. You know, it's 2 marks per line. So what you must first do, like I always encourage you, read this passage twice. You want to take your time when you're reading it the first time, and on your second read, now you can start to analyze more critically. Take your pencil or whatever you may need and underline what you think is the error, and then, of course, find the most suitable answer. For those of you at home right now, pick up your pens and your papers and do this exercise with me, okay? Because, of course, in a short while, after I have completed this passage here, like I always do, I explained the answer for each line, and then we have reinforcement exercises which you are allowed to call and to give your ideas and your answers. So pay close attention, right? So let's read it together. We have, last Thursday, the Standard 5 class traveled to Twin City Mall in a maxi taxi with we teacher. We first found the toy shop, after which we visited the arcade. Had great fun there, but then had lunch. Unfortunately, one student got lost in his way to the bathroom. We all searched frantic for him. Thankfully, a security guard, which came to our assistance, found him. Before we get to answering this passage, what I would like to point out and what I noticed from the Edmodo, where we put up assignments and we put up similar exercises as such on the board here, lots of you do not read your instructions. Now, guys, it's so important that you read your instructions carefully, especially for that SEA exam. This section is worth 12 marks. One for, of course, pointing out and underlining the error, and the second is for writing that correct answer in the box provided. What I noticed is that a lot of you rewrite words that you think is the error, so you make up something, whether it's punctuation or capitalization. Some of you even try to fix spelling in this case. Remember, this task is not spelling and is not punctuation, but grammar. So they are looking for grammatical errors. So all those rules you are learning about subject-verb agreements, or when to use certain words like could have instead of could off, and neither is followed by no, and either is followed by or. All of these rules are what they are testing here. They are not asking you to spell the word lost or thankfully. They're not asking you what is wrong with the spelling of the word or the punctuation if you think it needs a comma after the word thankfully or anything like that. It is grammar. Be mindful of that when you are in each task. So if you're spelling, focus on spelling. If it's punctuation, again, focus on punctuation and capitalization. And for grammar, of course, pay attention to the rules. Rules is what they are testing here. Your understanding and application of them. So let's move on. And let's answer these questions, or find the errors and put the correct answers. Last Thursday, the Standard 5 class traveled to Twin City Mall. Now, I wonder what you think is the grammatical error here. Underline on your paper home, or even write it for yourself. If you chose travel, you are correct. Now, what should it be? It should actually be traveled. So that line should now be, last Thursday, the Standard 5 class traveled to Twin City Mall. Now, we are going to move on to explain why it is traveled rather than travel. But while you are here, pay attention to it and look for clue words that will help you to get the correct answer. Let's move on. In a maxi taxi with a teacher. Now, every time we come across on the second line where it does not begin with a capital letter or with a new sentence, I encourage you to go back to the beginning of the last sentence and continue reading it till that sentence is over. That helps you to fully understand what you are reading. Last Thursday, the Standard 5 class traveled to Twin City Mall in a maxi taxi with we teacher. We first found the toy shop. So if you underline we, you are correct. And what should your answer actually be? Our. Do we say we teacher? Is that we teacher? How would you say it? You should know. Our teacher. Let's move on to line 3. Again, does not start at the beginning of a sentence, so let's just go back to that last beginning there. We first found the toy shop, after which we visited the arcade, had great fun there, but then. I am wondering what is your answer here. If you chose but, you are correct. Which conjunction should it really be? And we did quite a lot of work on conjunctions, so by now you are familiar with a lot of them. Moving on to line 4. Again, let's go back to the beginning of the last sentence. We first found the toy shop, after which we visited the arcade, had great fun there, and then had lunch. Unfortunately, one student got lost in his way too. So, if you underline in, you are correct. And what should it really be? On. Moving on to the next line. Unfortunately, one student got lost in his way to the bathroom. We all searched frantic for him. Thankfully, A. And if you chose frantic again, that's another point added there to this task. And it should really be frantically. Your adverb there, frantically. And in your last line, thankfully, a security guard, which came to our assistance, found him. Our assistants found him. Your error in this line, which. And you should know or be able to justify the reason why you are choosing the word which. And what should it be corrected with? Which we know as our relative pronouns. So when you are finished doing this task, I encourage you guys go back and read it with the corrections and make sure that your answer is correct, or you put the best and most appropriate answer that you think, right? Don't just rush it down, don't guess. If you're probably getting trouble with this line here and you're not sure, read it over, and read it over again. You can even come back to it when you're finished with the paper. Do not leave out any one question. Each mark is, is very valuable. You don't want to leave out a question where, you could have easily earned 2 marks. So let's go on now and let's look at the reasons behind each answer. So the first answer there, last Thursday, the Standard 5 class traveled to Twin City Mall. Now we know traveled here is actually past tense. So traveled is past tense, and how did we know to choose the word traveled instead of travel? Here's your clue, last Thursday. So last Thursday is your clue there. So last Thursday is something that already happened. So if it already happened, then it's in the past, and we know that is what the past tense is all about. And there are a couple of ways we can change verbs to the past tense. So we're just going to look at the different ways and spelling changes you have to learn and master in order for you to, be able to change these verbs to past tense. So the first way, which we have been learning since we are probably as far back as Standard 1, is by adding ed, right? One of the simpler ways is by adding ed to the present tense. So for example, we just saw travel, and then we had traveled. In this case, we had to double the L. We have a vowel here, so we know we have to double the last letter when we are adding ed. Here, we are just adding ed to the present tense. So notice if I have jump and I want to make it past tense, all I simply have to do is add ed and I will get jumped. Or even if I want walk and I want to say he walked to the bus yesterday, I know it is to make that verb past tense, I simply add ed. Notice not much of a spelling change. All I did was add ed to the end of the word. Similarly with the word cook. If I wanted to make this word cook past tense, I will simply add ed. Notice the spelling changes in these as opposed to this verb here, travel, where I actually had to double the last letter before I added ed. So all of this which you are learning, you need to know the spelling changes accompanied with each rule. That's important, and you can very well be tested in your spelling section with these. So the next way which you can form the past tense, you have to drop the E and add D. So again, another spelling change when you are forming the past tense. So you need to be mindful of the verbs that end with E and those that do not end with E when you are forming the past tense, because the spelling changes is very important. You can be tested in the spelling section with these rules. So for example, if I have the verb elevate and I wanted to make it past tense, will it make sense to say, will I drop the E and then add ed? It does not make sense. So all I simply have to do or just add D there. So no need to drop the E there. All you need to do rather is add a D, right? So in this case, you added ed. In this case, you just adding D. That's another spelling change there. So now here we have an exercise for you, which I encourage you guys, phone lines are open, call us and help us to answer these questions or fill in these sentences. But we are testing here the two things that we have just learned. When verbs do not end with an E and you simply just have to add ed to form the past tense, or if the verb does end with E and I want to make it past tense, what shall I do? And you know you just have to add D there. So look at these sentences closely and you have to now be able to tell, you know, do I need to add D only or do I need to add ed? And great, we already have a caller on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results. Hi, welcome to See Results.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Soren.
Nice to have you with us today. And where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Arima.
Okay, so you're going to help us with number 1, right? Yeah? Okay, so and I have the verb here in bracket for you, so you have to give me the correct form of the verb. Of course, we know it's past tense, but you're going to spell the answer for me, okay? So read the sentence and give me that correct spelling.
We wasted no time at the immigration counter.
And spell wasted for me?
W-A-S-T-E-D.
Excellent. Do you want to try another as you are here?
Yeah.
Okay. Look at number 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so meteorologist, and I have the verb warn there, the population of an uncommon storm. What should it be?
Warned.
Spell that for me.
W-A-R-N-E-D.
Thank you so much for your calls and your correct answer. So notice in this case here, both cases, the verb ended with an E, so all he had to do was add D, and this case, you had to add ed to make it past tense. Let's go on to number 3. Denise, and we have the verb help in brackets here. The old lady crossed the road. So we know the past tense. Okay, great. We have another call on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Isaiah.
Hi, Isaiah. So you are getting a chance to answer number 3. So you're going to read that sentence for me and spell out the past tense of the word help.
Okay. Denise helped the old lady cross the road.
Can you spell help for me?
H-E-L-P-E-D.
Excellent job, Isaiah. And since you have been such a great sport over the past couple of weeks, I want you to answer number 4 for me as well. Can you do that?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
The two friends promised each other that they would keep in touch.
Go ahead, spell promise for me.
P-R-O-M-I-S-E-D.
Excellent job. Thank you so much for your call, Isaiah. Right, guys. So far, so good. This task is very simple. We are just simply forming the past tense of these words. And it's just either you add in ed to them or d to them. They are the ones that are a little more difficult where you will soon have to drop the e and so on. So let's just complete this last sentence and then we'll move on to those. So you're looking at number 5 now. My brother, past tense of course, me to arrive late for school. And now what is the past tense of cause? We know it's simply cause. And all I simply have to do again is add d rather than cross off the e and add ed once more. Simple enough. Okay, so I'm just going to hold up on that call there until we open the next activity. Right, guys? So then we have verbs ending in y. Now, this is another spelling change you have to be mindful of. For verbs ending in y, change the y to I, then add ed. Now, this spelling becomes a little more complicated. And students tend to have problems with identifying words that they need to drop the y or words that they do not need to drop the y. So these here, all of these cases, we have to drop the y and then add I and ed, or change the y to I and then add ed. So for example, past tense of spy, spied, bury, buried. This is quite a popular one here. A lot of times we get B-U-R-R-Y for bury, or B-U-R-Y-E-D. So be mindful of the past tense, spelling of the past tense of the word bury. Tidy, tidied, apply, applied. So this is another rule for you to add to your grammar list for you to learn when you are forming the past tense of these verbs. So look in here, another one. If a vowel comes before the last letter, then double the last letter before adding ed, just as we saw with travel and traveled. Here we have stop, stopped, hop, hopped, skipped, and skipped. Notice the doubling of the last letter. And if you want to go into identifying your vowels, here we have all the vowels before doubling of the consonant letters. So another activity here, so you call her before trying to call there, I urge you to call us back and give us your answers. So in this activity, we have to use the past tense of the verb, but you have to give me the correct spelling for the past tense of that verb. So for example, in number 1, I have the children travel to school by taxi. And this one, we just did this one there, or we came across this one in our SCA task. So I'm going to give you the answer for this one here. The children travel to school by taxi. So this is what I want you to do. So here, they, and I have the verb rely on each other to do the right thing. So you can call us, guys, and give us your answers here. Number 3, the car, something, and I have the verb skid, off the wet road. Jim study literature in college because he always loved to read. And then I have number 5, water continuously, and I have the verb drip, from a hole in the guttering. So I have the present tense in all of these verbs here. I want the past tense of these verbs as well as the correction to their spelling. Good evening, caller. Welcome to C Results.
Hello?
Hi, welcome to C Results.
Listen?
Hi, welcome to C Results.
To come answer the second answer.
Sure, what's your name?
Charles Hector.
Okay, great. So we have number 2 on the board there. Can you read that sentence as well as give us the correct spelling for the past tense of the word rely?
The correct.
Yes, so you have to give me the past tense of the word rely?
The past tense is IDE.
Okay, so spell the entire word for me there.
RELY.
So we
RELY.
well, actually, the present tense will be RELY. What will the past tense be? What do you have to do to make this verb past tense? If it ends with Y, what should I do?
The past tense.
Yes, how do I make a verb that ends with Y past tense?
The past tense
Yes.
is the past tense is the past tense is
Take your time, yes.
RELIED.
Excellent job. Thank you so much for your call and for sticking it out with us here. So just remember, guys, I'm just going to probably write that over. Right. Just be mindful if you are making this verb past tense or verbs that end with Y past tense, there's a certain rule to follow. Okay? We have another call on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results. Hi, welcome to See Results. Hi, welcome to See Results. You are live on IBN. Okay, I think we lost that call there. Just a reminder, sorry guys, just lower the volume on your TV set when you're calling us, okay, so that we can hear you a little better. Okay, is that caller still with us? Hi, good evening. Welcome to See Results. Okay, okay, we have another caller on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name? Hi, caller, are you there?
Isaac.
Okay, what's your name?
Isaac.
Okay, so are you going to answer number 3 for us? Caller, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead. I want the past tense of the verb skid. What is the past tense?
SKIDDED.
S-K-I-D-D-E-D. Excellent job. Thank you so much for your call. Right? So S-K-I-D-D-E-D. And if you want to point out your vowel here, I. So you know that you need to double your consonant letter. I have another call on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results.
Okay, so what I want the past tense of the verb. What is the past tense?
Caller, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, just remember to lower the volume on your television set, please.
Okay.
Okay, so are you going to help us with number 4?
Yes.
Okay, so we have number 4 here. I would like the past tense of the verb study.
Study. STUDIED.
Excellent job. Thank you so much for your call. And
You're welcome.
great to have you with us. Right, guys, so this verb study here ends with Y. The rule, when you want to change it to past tense, you need to drop that Y or change the Y to an I and then add ED. We have another call on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results.
Welcome.
Welcome, assalam. What's your name?
Abigail.
Nice to have you with us. So we are on number 5 now. Can you read that sentence to me and give me the past tense of the word drip?
Water continuously dripped from a hole
Okay.
in the guttering.
Can you spell drips for me?
DRIPPED.
Excellent job. Thank you for your call.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, right, guys. Again, doubling the consonant letter. So, moving on to our next slide here. We are still on, so we're going to hold up on the calls a little bit just until we have that next activity again with us. Again, we are continuing with forming the past tense and the rules and associated with the spelling changes for forming the past tense of verbs. So far we looked at adding ED, adding just D, or where you change the Y to an I and then you add ED. Here we have some verbs experience no change. Notice here, no change in both the present and the past tense forms. So these are some that a lot of students forget. It's not that they don't know it, it's just that you are not practicing it in your writing, and so you have forgotten maybe, okay? So be mindful. We have the present tense of the word cut. Past tense is also cut. So it's cut, cut, and if you want the past participle, cut as well, okay? Burst, we have burst. Hit, hit, not hitted. Put, not putted either. So put, hurt, and hurt. So we have to start using them in our writing in order for us to start remembering it. And then we have the irregular past tense verbs. These verbs here, they have a different form, an entirely different form with spelling, pronunciation when they're in the past tense. So for example, the past tense of swim will be swam, bring, brought, know, knew, teach, taught, drink, and drank. So notice we didn't go to the past participle as yet. We're just stepping up to past tense. I do have the past participle coming up, but not in today's lesson. So stick around for that, okay? And then, of course, there are a lot more verbs, irregular past tense verbs. These are just a few for you to probably just reinforce or remember. Here we have another activity for you to practice all that you have just learned. So call us up and give us your answers. So by the time we are finished with today's session, we have done an entire lesson on past tense. Oh, great. We have a caller on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Kiana.
Hi, Kiana. Can you just lower the volume on the television set, please? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. So we are on number 1 there, and I have some irregular verbs here for you, and some irregular and then some regular, and then they have a different spelling in the past tense. So you have to know when to use which, okay? So you're going to help us out with number 1. So you're going to read that sentence to me and give me the past tense of the verb think.
We blank of a perfect plan to surprise our parents.
Right. And what's the past tense of the word think?
Thought.
Thought. Which thought, however? Can you spell that for me?
Thought.
Excellent job. Thank you so much for your call. Right, guys, we know there's also the word taught, T-A-U-G-H-T, which is the past tense of teach. So just be mindful of that, okay? And try not to confuse them in your writing. We have another caller on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results.
Hi, good day.
Hi, what's your name?
Diamond.
Okay, so we have number 2 on the board. Can you help us with number 2?
Went.
We have number 2 here, the chicken. I want the past tense of the verb go into the coop for feeding. What's the past tense of the word go?
Went.
Sorry?
Went.
Can you spell it for me?
W-E-N-T.
Excellent job. Thank you so much for your call. Right, great so far. We have another call on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results. Hello? Hi, welcome to See Results. Caller, are you there? Okay, I'm not hearing that call, but I'm seeing it on the screen there. Okay, so we're on number 3 now. Okay, we have another call. Hi, welcome to See Results.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Tyron.
Okay, so we have number 3 here. Can you help us with number 3?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to read that sentence and give me the past tense of the verb cut.
Okay. She cut her finger yesterday.
So what is the past tense of the word cut? Sorry?
Or cut.
Cut. Yes, it remains as is, okay? No spelling change there, no E, no Y, nothing like that. It remains as cut. She cut her finger yesterday. Would you like to do number 4 as well as you are here with us?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and try number 4.
Where's number 4? Where's number 4? The fielder threw the cricket ball to the wicket keeper.
Right. And what's the past tense of the word through?
True.
True. How do I spell that true?
T-H-R-E-W.
Excellent job. Thank you so much for your participation today. Right, guys? And just so you don't confuse it with true. Okay? Again, another homophone here. So, guys, be mindful of that.
True, like if you're going true something.
Right? Thank you so much for your call.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we have one last sentence to complete here. Yesterday, Liam hit me first. Now, what is the past tense of the word hit?
Hit.
Hit. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, have a good afternoon. Okay, guys. So we went through quite a lot with forming the past tense and all the rules, or some, I should not say all, but a lot of rules associated with the spelling changes. If you were doing this exercise with us and you got one or two wrong, then you know you have some work to do and you have some revision to do, more importantly. So when this episode is finished or this segment is over, remember, you can go back on our See Results page and rewatch this video, or you can even watch us right here live on, not live, sorry, but the replays on IBN every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 5 to 7 p.m. And newly just added, we have YouTube, a YouTube channel as well, where you can go and actually watch or rewatch all of these videos. So you have no excuse if you're getting any of this wrong and you need some practice. The help is there for you. It's just for you to go and do it. Great. So we are now on the second grammatical error here. We have, let's read this over. Last Thursday, the Standard 5 class traveled to Trin City Mall in a maxi taxi with, and we changed with we to with our teacher. We first found the toy shop. Now, why is it our instead of we? What are these known as? What are these words known as? And if you guess possessive pronouns, you are correct. You need to know all of your possessive pronouns. So far, we have looked at subject pronouns, object pronouns. We even looked at reflexive pronouns. Now we are looking at possessive pronouns. So you need to know that possessive, as the name indicates here, shows or show ownership or possession. So you know you have your subject pronouns here, right, which are very simple. We use these all the time. And then you have your possessive pronoun or pronouns. Now notice for the subject pronoun I, you can use my or mine. Just to be mindful, if I write here for you, mines. I'm asking you this question, and is mines a word? If somebody is at home and they say, whose chocolate is this? And somebody jumps up and say, mines. Is that correct? No, it's not. There is no such word as mines. Please do not add an S to that word. It's actually and simply just M-I-N-E, mine, okay? For the subject pronoun, we have your or yours, he, just his, she, her or hers, it, its, we, our or ours. We have they, their or theirs. You have to practice this in your writing. So substitute your pronouns. So, for example, here, I'm going to do the first one for you so you'll have an idea of what I want. This pen, this is my pen, not your pen. You have your noun pen here. Now, I want to substitute that noun with your possessive pronoun. You want to show ownership here, right? Not substitute, rather, but you need to be able to point out your nouns in this case in order for you to use your possessive pronouns. So this is my. We should be mindful of my here, which shows possession. This is my pen, not your pen. So you know your noun and you know your possessive pronouns here that you need to insert to complete the sentence. So this pen is something, not something. Now what should your possessive pronouns be in this case? This is, and we want to highlight my here. What am I going to change? What am I going to change my to? It should actually be, this is mine, not mine's, not yours. So this is what I want in this activity. So when you're calling me, you're going to read that first sentence here, and then you are going to complete the second sentence inserting your possessive pronoun. So the lines are open, so call us. We bought that house last year. It is something. Now, I'm going to give you a hint here. We. Sean has a new car. Something car is blue. I want to replace Sean here. With which possessive pronoun? I have number 4. This room belongs to my sisters. This room is, I'm highlighting, my sisters. Which possessive pronoun will I use? Great. We have a caller on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results.
Hi,
Hi, what's your name?
Selena.
Nice to have you with us today. So we are looking at number 2. Which possessive pronoun will I insert in this blank over here?
Ours.
Ours. We bought that house last year. Excellent job. Ours. Would you like to do number 3 for us as you are here?
Okay.
Okay. Sean has a new car. Something car is blue. What should it be?
His car is blue.
Excellent job. Thank you so much for your call and your correct answers.
Yo.
We have another call on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results. Hi, caller. Hi, what's your name?
Kyrie K.
Okay, great to have you with us today. So we're on number 4. Which possessive pronoun am I going to use here?
This room is hers.
Is?
Hers.
Okay, before you say hers, or make that your final answer, I want you to pay attention to this. This room belongs to my sisters. Now, it's not one sister. If it was one sister, then you can say hers. But is it one sister?
No.
So which possessive pronoun can I use then?
Theirs.
Theirs. Excellent job. Thank you so much for your call.
You're welcome.
Right, guys. So when you're reading your sentence, be very careful with its meaning. Make sure that you underline with, if it's a noun or pronoun, whatever it is that you need to highlight in your sentence to help you find that answer. Do it, okay? Because sometimes that can be, you know, determining whether it's that 1 mark you have to get to reach 100, or if it's 99 you are going to get. And you know that every mark counts. Great. Moving on to our 3rd grammatical error now. We first found the toy shop, after which we visited the arcade, had great fun there, and then. So we changed that conjunction, but, to, and. Now we know that a conjunction is a joining word. And here I have for you, because we already discussed conjunctions quite a couple times, now we are doing reinforcement exercises to make sure you are grasping the concept really well. Here I have for you a number of conjunctions, and we just have 4 sentences. What you have to do here, you have to look at the conjunctions on top in the box provided, and you have to choose the most, I'm going to repeat that, the most appropriate conjunction for each sentence. While there might be 2 answers for just 1 or 2 sentences, we are trying not to repeat the answers. There are more than 1 conjunctions which you can choose from. So read those conjunctions carefully. We can probably put this on the screen there. Read those conjunctions carefully and read those sentences carefully as well, so you can choose the best answer or most suitable answer there. So number 1 has 2 answers, but I want you to choose the more suitable one there. Hannah is quite meticulous in her studies. Something her friend is not. Is it like, or, while, or so on? That's how you should be going about with this exercise. Try to fit each conjunction in this space provided and see which one is best. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results.
Good evening.
Hi, what's your name?
Soren.
Nice to have you with us. So, number 1. You're going to read that sentence to me and give me that conjunction there.
Hannah is quite meticulous in her studies while her friend is not.
Excellent job. While her friend is not. Thank you so much for that call. Right? So the other answer that some of you may have chosen there, although. Right? So although is also correct, but I really wanted while, which is a little more suitable in this case. So great job there, caller. So we're looking at number 2 now. I will not go with you. Something you promise to keep me safe. Now, which conjunction here is most suitable? Think about it. Have a caller on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. What's your name?
Ariana.
Hi, Ariana. So you have number 2 to answer for us. What's the answer there?
I will not go with you unless you promise to keep me safe.
Good job as usual, Ariana. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
And that goes for everyone as well, okay? Keep up the great work, and thank you guys so much for calling and giving us your answers. We have another caller on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results.
Hi.
Hi. What's your name?
Kyrike again.
Okay. So with number 3, can you help us out here?
Complete your work. Something face detention after school.
Right.
Complete your work or face detention after school.
Excellent job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we have a final sentence there to complete. We have another caller on the line. Good evening, caller.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Selena.
Nice to have you with us. So we're on number 4 here. What do you think is the most appropriate conjunction?
Although.
Although. Excellent job. Although. And notice although here begins with a capital letter because it's the beginning of the sentence. Although it was raining heavily, we still ventured outside to play. So excellent job, guys. We are on now to the 5th grammatical error there. We have, unfortunately, one student got lost in his way to the bathroom. So actually not 5th, but 4th. Unfortunately, one student got lost in his way to. So it actually should be on his way. Now, again here, we have been doing prepositions for some time. And this here is a practice exercise for you with your prepositions. It's very similar to the last exercise which we just completed, where you have to look at the prepositions in the box provided there, and you have to choose the most suitable preposition for each sentence as seen below. So, Anna strutted something the judges as she muddled her gown. Which one of these prepositions should I use? So, Anna strutted in the judges, among the judges, of the judges, and so on. Read each one carefully and insert them in the sentence to make sure that they make sense to you. The lifeguard dived something the violent sea in an effort to rescue the bather. Number 3, he shared his plums, something his friends. I like to sit, something my best friend. Marcus fell, something his bicycle. Right, guys? So feel free to call us and give us your answers here for each one of these sentences. So I'm just going to get started with the first one there. Anna strutted past. So I selected past. So I'm going to insert the word past here. And I like to probably just put a little tick on X or even cross it off sometimes, so just so that I don't get confused, okay? I have a caller on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results.
Hi.
Hi. So we have number 2 here. Are you going to help us with number 2?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
The lifeguard dived into the violent sea in an effort to rescue the bather.
Excellent job. What's your name, caller?
Kyrike.
Okay, nice job. Okay,
Thank you.
Would you like to do number 3 one time?
No, I'll give someone else a chance.
Okay, thanks so much. We have another caller on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results. Hi, caller. Welcome to See Results.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name?
Hello.
Hi, good day. Welcome to See Results. What's your name?
Isaac.
Okay, so we have number 3 there. Can you give us the answer for number 3?
Among.
Among. Excellent job. Among. Thank you so much for your call. Nice job so far, guys. Number 4. We have another caller on the line. Good evening, caller, and welcome to See Results.
Hi,
Hi, what's your name?
Isaiah.
Hi, Isaiah. So number 4. What's the answer for number 4?
Beside.
Beside. Excellent job. Beside. Okay, would you like to do the last one for us as well?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Marcus fell off. Marcus fell off his bicycle.
Which off? Which off am I going to put there? OF or OFF?
OFF.
Excellent job. Thank you so much, Isaiah.
Yeah.
Guys, just in case you missed that lesson with OF and OFF, we did a great lesson on that, differentiating between the two prepositions, off and off. So you can go back, like I said, and rewatch that video, just in case you have trouble when you are writing or even in completing sentences such as these and you're not sure whether to use OF or OFF. Nice. We're on the last one here. So thankfully, a security guard which came to our assistance found him. We said that's our answer here. Guys, okay, my error again. I don't know why, but we're actually on the 5th one. So here it said, we all searched frantic for him. Thankfully, A. It's actually frantically. So we have been learning that you can change adjectives to adverbs or nouns to adjectives and all of those, right? We have done quite a couple of lessons doing those. So here we're just going to do this last one today because we're almost out of time. And this is actually a matching exercise. So what I want you to do here, we have, in this case, we had frantic here, and we needed to change it into an adverb. So we're going to change these verbs to adverbs. So you have to match it for me and match it to the one most appropriate. So for example, I'm going to say sub quietly. So I want dance. How would that person dance? Laugh. The adverb for the word laugh. Drive. And to the bottom here, I actually have points. And I have loudly. Right? So we're just going to match these just like what I have done here. So, dance. Guys, feel free to call us, okay? We just have a few more minutes. So we have dance. How would that girl dance? We have a caller on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results. Hi, caller. Welcome to See Results.
Hi.
Hi. So, dance. Are you going to give me the adverb for dance?
Yes. Dance graciously.
Excellent job. Would you like to do another one for us as you are here with us?
Yes.
Laugh. Okay.
Laughed loudly.
Excellent job. Thank you so much for your call and participation. We have another caller on the line. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. So we have drive. How will that person drive?
Cautiously.
Cautiously. I don't have cautiously there.
Carefully, I mean.
Carefully. Excellent job. But if you had written cautiously, that is also correct, okay? So I have the last one here, point. And how will that person point?
Point curiously.
Excellent job. Thank you so much for your call and your participation. Okay, guys. So while I know we just have one to finish, which actually is one this time, with relative pronouns, I'm going to do that on our next session, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow we have creative writing and ELA once more. So you don't want to miss that. We are here from live at 5 p.m. So we have done quite a lot of work today. Again, you can rewatch this video, whether it's Facebook or YouTube or right here on IBN. Thank you so much for your participation today, and I do hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. God's willing. Good afternoon, guys.
High blood pressure is as dangerous as an overpumped balloon. Measuring your blood pressure every